Good evening, my wonderful people. How are we all doing? I trust we are doing fine by the grace of God. You are all welcome. Welcome to the new month. Welcome to October, the month of new things, the month of wholeness, the month of completeness. Number 10 symbolizes perfection, it symbolizes wholeness. And so I welcome you all to this new month of wholeness, this new month of completeness. And I pray that as we have started this month, in good health, that we'll also see the end of it in good health. We will see the end of October, we'll see the end of November, we'll see the end of December in good health. You are all welcome. Welcome to Discovery Time. If you do not know yet what we do here, I will advise you to watch the previous videos, and you will see and hear what we are all about. Discovery Time is where we learn, relearn, unlearn, um, both new and old things, have fun as well, and all with the purpose of helping us to become whom we are already destined to be, because in each of us are hidden treasures. I strongly believe that. I believe in each of us are hidden treasures. And so, based on that, I wrote a book. I've written a book. For those that don't know yet, please try and get a copy. Try and get it because it will really bless you. It's a small book, it's not a big one, but it's really full with um, insightful things. So if you don't yet have a copy, please grab a copy. It will bless you. And so, based on the book, I bring topics that concerns us, that will help us, that will encourage us, motivate us on discovery time. All right. So please help to spread the word, help to call in the Calvary. We are live, we are live, we are live. You know, help us to spread the word and call in all that needs to be in. All right. You are all welcome. Welcome once again to this new month. Um, Last month we dealt with fruitfulness, and the previous one we dealt with the order in creation. And I see, how these topics are actually blessing me as well. So I really hope that they are a blessing to you. This month's topic is renewal. Renewal. And it actually fits perfectly with the topic that we just finished, fruitfulness. And I ended last 2 weeks, better to say, because last week we couldn't. Good evening, Oluchi. You are welcome. How are you doing? You are welcome, my dear. So last week we had quiz, which, by the way, I am so excited about, and thank you for those that took the time to make to do the quiz. It was fun for me. I don't know how you guys experienced it. Oluchi, I think you did it, right? Because I saw your marks. Awesome. Well done. You guys did very well. Those that participated, I think the results are going to be made known soon, if it's not yet there. But as I promised, you are going to get what rightfully belongs to you after the quiz. Good evening, Debbie. How are you doing? Oh, patience. Good evening. How are you all doing? You are all welcome. Nice to see you all. God bless you. Yes, the quiz was actually fun. And when I was making the quiz, I was like, ooh, Ooh, that's nice. um, so I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Good evening. Good evening. Happy new month, Debbie. Happy new month, Patience. Happy new month, Oluchi. Happy new month, all of you. Welcome once again to the month of wholeness, the month of completeness. And I pray that the Lord God will complete everything that He has started in our lives, um, both now till the end of the year and beyond, to all to His glory. Amen. So we have, they always say the ember month, the ember month, the ember month, and really a lot happens in the ember month. But it's all going to be to our good. It's going to be to our good, to the glory of God. Because, His word makes us to understand that all things work for good. For they that are called, they that love Him and are called according to His purpose you know, glory in Christ Jesus. So all things will work together for our good. Both the good and the bad will work together for our good. Yes. Good evening, happiness. How are you doing? You are welcome. Is it the first time I'm seeing you here? You are welcome. God bless you. So, yes, all things work together for our good and it will continue to work together for our good. This October, well, no matter what is going on, no matter what we are hearing out there, all that we know is that it is well with us, right? Because that is what the good word says. That is what the scripture says, that it is well. It is well with the righteous. And so it is well with us, not because we are holy, not because we are not without sin, but because Christ has made it possible for us. His righteousness makes us righteous, not by our own self. So we thank God that it is well with us through Christ in the name of Jesus. All right. Yes, happiness. You're welcome. I promise you, I will do my best anyways, but your time will not be wasted. Your time will not be wasted. All right. So last month we dealt with what? Fruitfulness. And we are going to be fruitful. We are fruitful and we are going to remain and be fruitful. So we dealt with happy. Good evening, patience. Mama, you are welcome, my dear. How are you doing? Happy new month to you too. So we dealt with fruitfulness, and as we all know, to be fruitful, there are different things that you need to do several things. You don't just become fruitful just like that. I mean, I use the example of trees, nature. We don't just you don't just plant. You need to prepare. And preparation is very important in the first stage. You need to really prepare the seed. How you prepare will determine the quality of also the fruits that you get. And then you also need to nurture it. I'm just giving a recap of all the topics we dealt with under the umbrella of fruitfulness. Good evening, Sister Amanda. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You're welcome. So you really need to take time to prepare, right? Just today I was talking to a friend and she was explaining to me um, just the preparation that she needed to prepare with her daughter when they wanted to plant a pear, avocado pear. That it takes a whole process just to get the seed ready. This is not even putting it down under the ground. It's not just you dig a hole, you put it in, and you cover it up. No, you really need to prep the seed, get it ready. Do all it has different stages, and then at a certain stage, you now transfer it into a pot or to the ground. You need to prepare if you want if you want to get quality um, in your plant, but also just if you want the plant to survive, you need to prepare. After the preparation stage, you actually put things into practice. You plant. And then when you plant, you nurture. You need to nurture. You need to feed it. You need to, you know, tender it. If you don't, it will not bless you. Because whatever you don't treasure and whatever you don't value will not in return bless you. That's just the truth. You understand? So you need to put in the effort, not just have planted and you look away. Remember the weeds. The weeds are there, the weeds are around, the weeds will come and they will choke it, they will take the nutrition that is meant for the plant, they will take it away. And I also said, see yourself as a seed. You have the seed out there, excuse me, but you yourself also, you are a seed. So you need to see yourself as a seed. You are a seed and you are a fertile ground at the same time. So seed will be planted in you. You need to be careful what kind of seeds are planted in you. You need to be careful because they will now, will either help your seed grow or will choke your seed. So be very careful what kind of seed you allow in you, and also be careful that when you plant, you don't just plant anywhere. You don't plant anywhere. Be prepared. And then we spoke about the harvest. With the harvest, I said, I gave us two key words: discipline and integrity. With discipline comes a whole lot. With discipline comes determination. With discipline comes, focus. If you are focused to see it through, you also get good harvest. With discipline comes, that you really need to be um, uh, uh, need to just focus on it. Not only focus, be determined, no matter what you see. And also in this season of harvest, there is also a time of preparation, preparing for where you are going to, your fruits are going to be sold, the market that you are going to give your fruit. You need to prepare ahead before you actually harvest. So that immediately when you harvest, you know where it's going. You already have your market. You have done that preparation. So you already know where it is what going. So be disciplined in all areas. Be disciplined. Discipline indeed comes with focus. It comes with what? Determination. It comes with the fact that you will not be easily um, derailed from your goals. You have your goals, you know them, and so you remain on track. When you are disciplined, that's what discipline does. You remain on track. You don't stop to hear, okay, what is A saying? If you are listening to what is A is saying, you are listening to learn something to add to what you already know so that you can move on, or maybe to correct what you know so that you can move on. But you should not be listening to A because you want to do what A is doing. A is on his or her lane. We all have our different lanes. So we need to learn to remain on our lanes. It's so, so important. And then you shall really reap bountifully. If during planting, during the nurturing, you are already changing things, then your harvest will be very poor. You have a very poor harvest. Why? You missed out on the discipline to see it through to get a good harvest. So be a person of focus. Don't be unstable. Don't be unstable. Because if you're unstable, anything goes. And anything goes leads to nothing. Because you actually, yeah, you don't really get a good harvest in anything goes. So be focused. Right. And then I also said integrity. Integrity comes with it. Integrity is being honest. My dear people, we have a problem, especially in Africa. And I'm going to be blunt and honest with this because normally we are supposed to be far, far ahead. We keep blaming government. We keep blaming government, oh, the government. And I'm not saying our governments don't have their fair share of the blame. Absolutely, they have their fair share of blame. But to be honest with you, the individuals, that's why I'm really on the individuals. We need to check ourselves. We easily point fingers out there, but remember, as you're pointing finger, already three is pointing in your direction. You point finger, three is pointing in your direction. So it means also check yourself, not once, not twice, but check yourself three times before you start pointing fingers. We easily blame others, but let me tell you something. We here, eh, 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 we try to, you know, gather money, try to, and then you try to build something back home. Let's be honest. Your own family member, how they will treat you, how they will take care of your things. Most people cry because it is hard work out here. It's not easy. People think people abroad making easy money. I'm sorry, but maybe for the 419s and the yahoos and whatsoever. Yes, they might make it easy, but it is not easy out here. It's honestly not easy. So if you're able to gather something small to go and invest back home, to go and invest and then someone just squander it. Someone just squander it. They will not take your investment seriously. While if they take it seriously, it will bless them as well. We lack integrity. And because of this, we are lacking a lot of opportunities. People that will want to come and invest to build up, we just break them. We break them. And so people are discouraged. I mean, you're scared. Like, okay, I want to start something. It's like I can't trust anyone. You don't have people. If you are not blessed with, very few people are blessed with people back home. And then we start to point fingers to the government. We start to point fingers to the government. Check yourself, because the government comes from the people. I did a teaching some time ago about how different, we have different cultures. Society is built out of who? Individuals. Good evening, Benjamin, you're welcome. Blessing, you're welcome. you know Society is built out of individuals, right? So it is we, the individuals, the collective individuals that make out a society. And so it is what the collective individuals deem important that will now go to the government. The government does not come out of the society, it is from the society. So if you want something to change, please change the mentality in the society, starting from the individual. I have to be blunt with us, and we need to really get it. If we want things to change, and it's time for things to change, Africa, we cannot continue this way. We cannot continue at the level that we are continue blaming government. Check yourself. Are you trustworthy? Can someone trust you with a project that you do it honestly? Can someone close eye and say, okay, I'm giving you this, please help me do that, and that, and that, and that you will account. You will give a good and balanced account. It's difficult to find. It's difficult to find. And that is the problem. So integrity is so important. If I cannot say, oh, this person, I can vow for that person based on this character A, B, and C, then what are we doing? We are going to look for job. Who can stand for you as a reference? Who can stand for you as a reference and say, yes, this person is a person that I can stand and vow for? Be a person of integrity. Let's just not be saying words. Let's leave them. Leave those words. And that is what will help us to build. I'm not saying there are not going to be bad apples. Everywhere you are going to have bad apples, but let the bad apples be few, not the majority. Let the bad apples be the exceptional, not the other way around. Right now, people are afraid. That's the honest truth. People back here are afraid to even go and invest. Back home, who are you going to trust? Who a lot of people have been duped even by family members. Even by family members. It's so sad. It's so sad. So who are you going to trust? It's becoming scary, my dear people. But we need to get it right. We need to get it right if we want to develop our homeland. If we want to develop the continent, we need outsiders will not come and do it for you because they will just come to take what you that has been and will continue to remain the agenda to take what is there. Good evening, Destiny. You're welcome. You're welcome, dear. How are you doing? So please don't be mistaken by outside help. Outside help is not coming to help you to develop because when you develop, they will no longer have access to what they need. So all this, oh help me, oh aid, come, aid. Where are the Americans? Please wake up and become your own American. Become your own aid, become your own help. We have it. We can do it. We are intelligent. We are intelligent for crying out loud. And a lot of things is going. We are intelligent. We can do it, but we lack this some values that will help us. And so on discovery time, this is part of to bring us back to that track. That's great, Destiny. Bring us back to the track where we have high moral values and live by them. Not just say them, but live by them. We've become so, anyways, integrity, so important. So important in everything that we are doing. In everything that we are doing, we need to be able to stand for what we say we stand for. And that people should know and trust. If your yes is yes, it is yes. Your no is no. If they give you this, they know you can account for it. Very important. And so, with that same spirit, we land in the topic of this month, renewal. After you've planted and all that, you need to what? Renew yourself. And what is renewal? Renewal, like the previous topics, we are going to break it down in different subtopics. So today we are going to talk about renewal from the aspect of rest. Yes, patience. We need to believe in ourselves. And Debbie, integrity is so important. Absolutely. It is very, very important in everything we do. So, renewal, and the subtopic for today is rest. Rest. Now, maybe some will be like, but I want to get, I want to be, I want to be making it like, how can you rest? No, the honest truth is making it without giving yourself rest is actually causing catastrophe for yourself. And when we talk about rest, rest is not being lazy. Mm-mm. Rest is not lying down and doing nothing. Mm-mm. When God created the earth, we are made to understand that He created the writing days. There is a whole lot of debate going on, but that's not what we are here for. God created the world in 6 days, and on the seventh day He rested. Did God really needed rest? No, because He's God. He's always working. Jesus made us to understand. He is always working. And so He presented or laid down a template that we should follow. And Jesus made it also clear that, it is for mankind. Sabbath is for mankind. It's for humankind. It is for us because you can't work. The human body is designed in a way that you need to what? Rest. Because we are made in a mortal body, there is a time that we need to refresh ourselves, that we need to rest. Because when you rest, sleep, for example, is part of the resting. When you sleep, what scientists have made it to understand is that your body actually reset, heal. There is a lot that goes on when your body is in the rest mode. So when we sleep, that's when the body gets the time to what? To recover, to recover from any tiredness, but also any wound, sickness whatsoever. There is a mechanism inbuilt in us that really sets in and starts the healing process. Your body needs that rest. Rest comes in different forms. Rest, for example, if you're working, even at your workplace, they don't allow you to work continuously without any break. Why? So that you don't break down. The body gets tired. So as you are working, oh yes, but you need time to wind down. So they put in mini breaks. Break 10 minutes. Take break 15 minutes. In the afternoon, you take your lunch. Can be 30 minutes, can be an hour, whatsoever time that they give to you as your break for that moment, your rest time. It's for you to get away from the whatsoever you were doing, eat something, rest a little bit, and then you continue. Why? Because it makes you more effective that way. In the past, it was not there. In the past, people just work. It was slavery. During slavery, there is no people, they just let you rest. I mean, they don't let you rest, they just let you work. And what happens is that the strength, wears down. And because they saw people as animals, you were nothing. If you get tired, another come and replace you. So for them, there was like the, your own body, or you who you that you need a rest so that you can be effective for them. They were not thinking that way. But those that understood it and give their slaves rest saw the effect, because this thing is already given, it's already something given in the Bible. People need to rest. Also the land, remember, I believe in Leviticus that God talks about that the land resting. I think, let me search it up. Leviticus chapter 25, it talks about it. Yeah, Leviticus chapter 25, from verse 1, downwards. It talks about it. That on the seventh year, you let the land rest for a year. That's the Sabbath for that year. Why? For it to recover. The land also needs to recover. So if land needs to recover, what about you, the person? If land needs to recover, you, the person, also you need to recover. Good evening, Bisola. How are you doing? You are welcome. No problem, my dear. You are welcome. God bless you. So you too, you need to take the time to recover. The land needs to recover a full year. You will not till it. You are not supposed to, do anything on it. And whatever grows is for the wild, is for the passerbyers, is for the strangers. It's written in the Bible. This is a principle that if we follow, we'll be so effective in everything that we are doing. We'll be so effective in it. You let the land rest. If you're doing agriculture and you try it, you divide the land in different segments, and then each planting period you change. You will see how fertile You let the other part rest while you are working on the other, and then you change like that. You see how fertile the land will be. And not to talk of you. That's why he gave us what? The Sabbath. The Sabbath is actually meant for you to what? Rest. Now, resting, like I said, is not just lying down somewhere. Sometimes it's good. It's not just lying down somewhere, but in the rest, it's very important what you do in your resting period. Do you know? And that here in Europe as well, they used to work without and the person that introduced vacation into the system is actually the same person that caused a whole lot of, or is responsible for a lot of deaths. Adolf Hitler, the German, probably we've heard of him, maybe not, but Adolf Hitler was the the orchestrator, the how should I put it? He was the cause of Second World War. He wanted to, rule and um, take as many, lands, or to be the overall ruler of peoples, people. And he committed a whole lot of crime, but there are also some things that he did that were good, like the highway system. He introduced it. Why? Because of his hunger for um, to conquer other places and to reach other places easily. So he introduced under his rulership or leadership, they constructed really some crazy. Started with roads, highways, and he introduced this vacation system in Germany where a part of the country will go on a vacation a certain time and another part in a certain time. Why? To boost the local economy. So that when people are on vacation, when you go somewhere, you spend, you give out, and the local economy grows. So he introduced it, one, for the people to refresh, but also to boost the economy. You see this man? So he was he was evil, but in his evilness, he had some ideas that we are still benefiting from. And so he introduced the vacation when someone worked, at least, though it was being fought by the trade unions, like let people rest, for a whole long time. But the vacation as companies let some companies have to even close for a period of time so that the workers can go on vacation for 1 week, 2 weeks, just a period of time that there will be at least rest for the people. Though, like I said, trade unions have been fighting for it for some time, but in Europe, he really kind of like made it a compulsory for all to have vacation. Not some companies doing it and others, but it became a compulsory that in his Germany that time. So Adolf Hitler did a lot of bad things, but at least he understood that when the people work, they need vacation. Though he was not giving the people that he captured and the people, the Jewish people and also gypsy people, a whole lot of other people were exempted, were not included in this. It was just pure blue eyes, blonde German people that could have this, um, could enjoy this. So vacation is part of rest from work. After you have worked, at least give yourself time to rest. Good evening, Joy. You're welcome. How are you doing? Give yourself time to rest. You can go on holidays. You can decide to just stay home. But whatever you do, really wind down, calm down, because it is in that calming down that your body gets to restore itself. Now, another way of resting is actually putting, like, what I do is what I call rest most of the time is learning. And to some, it's not resting, but that is actually the best way. What I mean by learning is, when I read something, because I read during my rest. So when I'm reading, I'm taking something, I'm taking notes. I'm taking something out. Good evening, Jane. You're welcome. Yes, your comments are visible now. You're welcome. You know, and then I take notes. I read something, oh, you come across, and then you take notes. And so for me, it's a period of learning. It's also a period that when I call it, I take mini retreats. Now, it's not that I'm out of the house. You have go retreat, which is very important. You need to get yourself a place alone, and dive into the word. Why is that important? We know that we exist of three dimensions: body, which is the physical, soul, spirit. Now, if you over if you are so busy that you don't have time for anything, you starve your spirit. You starve your spirit because you don't get to feed the spirit the food that the spirit needs. And so when your spirit is starved, your soul actually also become starved as well. And so your soul kind of like have a mind of its own. And so it start to misbehave anyhow. And because your body is also s- tired, you get this combination of anger, bitterness, a person that you can't really for a very long time, because you get irritated one way or the other, or um, you yeah, you lose yourself very fast. So you need to take time in your rest to feed your spirit. Because when you feed your spirit, you build it up. When your spirit man up, the soul, now the soul is the interconnector of, between your body and spirit. And so whatever you feed your spirit, it reflects your soul, just, it reflects on your soul and then comes out. If you feed your body as well anyhow food, well, you are going to get again anyhow result. So you have to be very careful when you are feeding your soul, or when you are feeding your spirit, feeding your soul through your spirit. Because whatever your spirit man eats, your soul benefits from it. And at the end of the day, you as a whole, the whole you benefit from it. Now remember, number 10 signifies what? Wholeness. And so we are dealing with the total you in totality. That means your body, spirit, soul. You cannot just let me rest the body and not in your rest feed your soul by feeding your spirit. You cannot do that, because it is in your rest. What happens when you take, like when I take mini retreat. I take mini retreat, but it's mostly like in my own house. I'll be in the room, and then just be reading something. And most of the time is that's the time I read, the words to um, get inspired, get motivated, build my spirit, man. And sometimes before I'll know it, it doesn't take much time, honestly. Um, Before I know it and start writing about a particular verse that I've read and meditating on, before I start, I notice I've written like 2 pages or some, at least something that'll be like, after reading it, I'll be wondering, how did I get all that from the verse that I just read? And it is not you, it is not me. At that moment that the Holy Spirit really comes in, that's when they say, he's the teacher, he will teach. And so you realize when you take the time and you make yourself available for to learn, and you just read, and sometimes as I'm reading I don't understand it, but when you focus and allow the Spirit of God to lead you, he opens up some things that before you wouldn't have noticed. Or I listen to man or women of God that have dissect the word so intelligently, so good, understood it, and are able to teach you the way. And I listen, and as I'm listening again, I'm taking notes, because it's easy when I'm in the car, I can't take notes, I forget. So when I take intentionally take that mini breaks, I take notes of important words, because you never know when it will what help you. You never know when you will need it. We take some things for granted, but at that moment, when you one thing is with the brain, when you are listening and writing, as they say, there is a double listening working, so you don't easily forget it. If you are just listening, maybe I'm listening, but because things are happening out there, you might be easily distracted, or even looking out to something. You might another thought come and occupy while something is going on that you're supposed to listen to. But if you are writing, you pay attention because you want to get those key words, those key messages, so that you will write it down. And so it helps you to focus on the message, and help you also to get those things that will refresh your spirit, that will build you. And so it's really important, first of all, to give those. It doesn't take much of your time. That small mini retreats that you take, and then from mini retreat, sometimes give yourself a whole day. Not a whole day you'll be lazy, but a whole day with your family. Just do something. It can be so refreshing sometimes, just to do something. Go out, build. It builds the bond. It makes them understand also that even though you might be busy doing one or two things for the family, it's all for their good. You also have time for them. This is something that we should, in all our chasing, in all our busyness, we should not take for granted. Because what the time that you give will show and will tell the value, that how much you value them. So take out a whole day and be busy with them. Do something fun. Children remember the time that you spend with them, and not the money, the expensive things you bought for them. No, they remember more the time. If you are to go back to your childhood, revisit your childhood, you remember the moments that you had something fun with a parent, or you did something, and it's so important. So you need to at least create that time, that even if it is not a whole day, 1 hour. Well, sometimes you will see when they need the attention, and so just put some things aside and then give it to them. Give them the attention. You realize in your mind you might think, I'm losing time. I need that time to do A, B, and C. But to be honest with you, what you gain in the time that you will be fully present, not half half, fully present with them, is much more than what you thought you would gain out there. So let's have this habit of listening, creating time to listen to them as well. And then you build that relationship up with them. Another way of resting, apart from vacation, obviously, you can also take, like I said, retreat. I said I talk about mini retreats, but you can also take a weekend. I remember we have women retreats that we have from our church, but each time I try to in that women retreat have my own personal one, because the collective one is good. It's really good, but it's also good in to have that mini, no, your own. Why? I have come to notice that most of the ideas that I get are results of those those times. I will because that's the time that I used to reflect on how things are, how far I've come, what are the things that I need to do and change. And in that reflective moment, if you're really open and honest with yourself, there will be things that you highlight. And also in that same moment, new ideas emerges. New ideas. Ah, okay, we can do it this and that and that. Oh, okay. Hmm, that's the interesting one. Even though you don't have the full picture, write it down. Write it down, because you never know for when. I explained to you guys when I started having this idea for this school. But if you with everything that I do, it was written down way back. And then each time I revisit, I'm like, okay, what should I do with this? And then idea will be added to it. And then an idea will be added to it. And then that is how you build. And that is how you can be effective. For me, I call it redeeming time in a period of rest. Redeeming time in the period of rest. What you gain in the time that you take to rest, refresh, the ideas that you get, when you come out of the rest period, you are good to go, because you have put in yourself under, you have allowed yourself to um, have this be impacted with so much of how should I put it, be inspired inspired with so much ideas that when you come out, you really know, okay, this is what is going to happen. Some people might be ahead of you. It's okay. We are not running the same race, right? So you focus on your own, and you realize that what you thought you were going to lose by taking a step back. Sometimes when you're too close to a thing, you don't see it. Sometimes my keys, I'll be asking, where are my keys? Where are my keys? And it's right in front of me. And be looking around everywhere, looking for the keys. And it will take just one of my children to raise something and say, Mama, here. It was just right in front of you. But because of busy or overcrowded minds, we don't see some things. And so when you take a step back and think through and start to write down things, you can, in that period, correct some mistakes and even have new ideas to build on. That is what the time for rest is meant for. The time for rest, in as much as it is meant for your body to rest, it is meant for you to build your spirit, man. Build it up. And as you are building it up, you there is this energy that will come from within When the energy comes from within, nothing seems forced. But when it's coming from the flesh, you get overwhelmed so fast. You get tired. Why? It's because it's the flesh doing, not the spirit. So when it comes from within you, there, even though it's a lot, and there is this energy that comes with it. Why? Because you have the understanding for the purpose you're doing it. You have the understanding for the purpose that you're doing it. So take out time to rest. Take out time to rest. You know, there is a place in the Bible, I believe. Let me search it up again. In Matthew or in Mark, yes, in Mark chapter 6, I believe. Mark chapter 6, when Jesus was talking about yeah, Mark chapter 6. He was actually, he had done a lot of uh, miracles, a whole crowd. They serviced a whole crowd with his disciples, and they were tired, and more people were coming. More and more people were coming, and Jesus told his disciples, "Let us go to a deserted place where you can rest." There is another part also, that instead of them, after, when he sent them two by two, this when they went, they did all kinds of miracles, a lot of things happened. And they came gathering together, people were, trooping in. People were trooping in. They were thinking, "Oh my goodness, I need to rest." But that was that moment, the rest for them. They didn't know. That was the rest for them. But in this story, Jesus told them, "Let's go to a deserted place where you can what? Rest." Because he recognized that all the work, all the giving, if you don't rest and be refreshed, you will crash. But at the same time, as they went, they did not just go there to stay, but that was his moment also with them to what? Build their spirit man, build them more up away from the crowd. So they went away from the crowd to get rest, and he was there building them. He also says we should come to him, right? He said, "Come to me, all ye that are weary, tired, and heavy laden." You are carrying so much heaviness, you're so tired. He calls you, he said, "Come to me, and I will give you rest. Take up my yoke, is light." It is light. Yours, what you are carrying, that you want to continue carrying, is too heavy. So hand it over to me. It's good. You are doing a good job, but rest in me. And so we need to build our spirit man. Sorry, we need to build our spirit man. If you don't build your spirit man, you are really, my my Pastor Mike, he calls it you suffer from spiritual kwashiorkor. You suffer from spiritual kwashiorkor, because you know what happens when you don't feed, you starve yourself, or maybe not starve yourself, but there is starvation where you are. You suffer from kwashiorkor. The same thing happens with the spirit. And it reflects. Sometimes we think it, but it reflects on you. It reflects in the way you talk. It reflects in the way you think. It reflects in everything you do. When your spirit man is not built, or is not at the level that it's supposed to be, it reflects on you. The same way when you build it, it will reflect on you as well. Even though what you are doing is so tiring, but because you have been refreshed, you get a boost. There is this energy that comes with it. When you are moving, the challenges are there. Not that there are not challenges, the challenges are there, but you look at them differently. We need rest. We need rest in order for you to be complete, in order for you to be whole, you need to take care of the totality of who you are. You need to take care of your body, I mean, your skin outwardly. You need to take care of, but taking care of it is not in wearing expensive things. You know, um, some people think, oh, it's what you can show off when you have, I don't know, Gucci. I don't know. I don't honestly don't know what is raining anymore. What are the names that is out there? Prada, Gucci, whatsoever. Because I'm honestly not I'm not the type that goes after those things. So if you ask me which one is raining, I don't know, because it's not the important thing. That is not the important thing. So I cannot be focused on those things. If what I'm wearing is not fancy enough for you, that's your business. I'm sorry to, but that's your business. I can't follow crowd. Don't follow mass to do what you are not meant to do, to spend unnecessary on things that you're not meant to, while you need that money for other things that are more important and that will benefit you and your family. Why follow crowd to get the newest iPhone? Excuse me. Why? Why follow crowd to get the, I mean, if you have the money for it, go ahead. But if it is going to cost you losing something because of that, then you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it where is it even an investment? I'm very practical when it comes to those things. I'm very practical. What I'm thinking is, one, what is it going to, what is it in it for me? My phone, I need it for what, to call. I need it to text. I need it that I can access whatever I need to access. You know, it took me a while before going into this smartphone saga. It really took me a while, I believe, while others were way, because it wasn't my focus at that moment. So I need a phone that I know I can call, text, I'm reachable. It's functional for what I need it for. And then when the time came that, okay, I have to be moving a lot, and so on the way I cannot be carrying my laptop. I need a phone with internet and so forth. I switched to the phone that I can use for that. So in I think in functions, what do I need it for, and how best? What best can I use to solve what I need? That's it. Not for the fanciness, not for the name whatsoever. Why? What is it going to do? I mean, at the end of the day, if it fall, won't it break? If let's please focus on the things that matters. Spend money where it's needed. If your school fees, you cannot pay school fees because you went to buy the or spend money on TV or phone or whatsoever, because you want to show people that you too have arrived. I mean, that's the good evening, Cecilia. It's been a while. Yes, how are you doing? You're welcome. Let's just be wise in our ways, please. It's not all that is going that we have to follow. We don't have to allow things to move us. Instead, what is important in your life, the level that you are at that moment, what is important for you to do, and how can you best get it? Not because A, B, and C have it, so you too you need it, or you must have it. That is not how success is measured. So if you really want to be effective in life, one, we've talked about what it takes to be fruitful, but this is so important. Lose the luggages, the unnecessary baggage that you are dragging with you. In the period of rest, you have to let them go. You have to silence the noises. Take time, take inventory of your own actions and life and everything, and then see what needs to be amended. Remember, in the period of rest, you also get new ideas, and those new ideas help you to redeem time. It helps you to redeem time. So don't just think, oh, if I stop, no, 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 you are not just stopping to, no, you are not stopping. In fact, you are just winding down, refreshing, so that you can come out with a stronger version of you. Otherwise, it's just going to be you wake up, you go tired. The same thing over again. And you get tired every time, constantly. Why? Because you are working constantly in the flesh. So refresh by also refreshing your spirit. Refresh the spirit man as well. All right. I think today I've been a bit harsh on us. Um, but it's because we really need to get back to, the core and essence of things. We are allowing other things, too many things to get our attention, to drag us into things that we are not supposed to um, be in, and therefore, by so doing, making us ineffective while creation is waiting for us. It's waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God, of the children of God. And so we cannot be wasting so much time in doing nothing. We cannot be wasting so much time in doing the wrong things. We cannot be wasting time in chasing after what does not belong to us. Stay in your lane, and you will be more effective if you remain focused on that lane. Thank you so much, Patience. Yeah, sometimes we really need to, some people want to sugarcoat things and say what people want to hear, but I think um, I will not be fulfilling my purpose if I do that. And I will also just be wasting your time if I do that. So I am first accountable to the maker, to my maker. So I'm fearful first to him, because we will give account to everything, every actions, every word spoken. We will give account to it, and that's what keeps me checked. But I like, be careful, be very careful. And when you're a teacher, you have so much. There is this. I have it anyway, and I think Joy, you can, if you can correct me if, but I have this um, um, fear of doing the wrong things, and therefore leading um, your students, those that, when you're standing in a class and you're teaching them the wrong things, while you know it is wrong. It's, I mean, that's the worst form of deceit and manipulation that you can do, and I cannot be party to that. You are meant to teach the right things, and so if I see anything that goes against, that right thing, I'm sorry, I will not, I refuse to teach. I refuse to teach that. So it becomes a struggle with, but as long as I have my peace with that I refuse to teach what I know is wrong, it's okay for me. So we have a huge responsibility, and all of us, we are all teachers. You're a teacher to your siblings, you're a teacher to your children, you're a teacher we are all teachers. And so whatever you are doing, people are watching, you are taking notes, and that is what will make them recommend you or disregard you. That is what will make them respect you or again disregard you. So we, in everything we are doing, we just need to be careful and know that one day we will give account for every word, every action, everything we do. We will give account for it. So that, for me, is a scary one. And the best teachers are actually the best students. So if we are all teachers, then we all need to also be the best students to learn. and to grow. Because if you can't learn and you think you know it all, then there's also little room for improvement. So let's have these characters, the characters that was in Christ, that He laid down as template for us. Let's learn them and walk in them. He said Himself, He's humble and meek. We should follow in that example. No matter what your background of faith is, it's a good character trait to have. All the character traits of Christ, they are good to have as mankind, as humans. It's good to have them. All right. Thank you all so much again. Welcome to October, the month of wholeness, the month of completeness, the month of renewal. And we are starting with rest. Take the necessary time to rest. Rest your body. This is a moment of rest, where you put yourself also under, um, you know, learning here and there, taking things here and there. And I pray that we'll be refreshed. Thank you so much, Debbie. God bless you too. Thank you all. Thank you, Visola. God bless you, and we will see again next week by His grace. And again, thank you all for doing, those that did the quiz. Thank you for doing it. You will hear from us. If it's not yet projected out there, by the end of this week, you will hear. We have the results, and it's looking good. And yeah, we will get it, published to you all so that you know who won. It was awesome. All right. Thank you all so much for taking the time for doing it. God bless you abundantly and see you next week by His grace. You take care.